Donald Trump went to war with Canada, I would fully support it.
I don't know who Canada thinks they are, saying that they would buy Minnesota and Alaska from the U.S. Like, who do you think you are teasing us like that?
Just got denied entry from Canada. Didn't know that could happen. Didn't know Canadians rejected people. What?
Oh, Canada just booed America during the hockey game after the national anthem because they're mad about the tariff situation. No one from America gives a fuck.
You've probably seen clips like this all over your feed. Trump supporters fired up. But here's the thing. While the conversation is happening inside America, a completely different one is happening just north of the border. And it's not flattering. Let's see what regular Canadians actually think of their neighbors.
What pisses y'all off about Americans?
Everything. I don't like Americans, I'm sorry.
Mannerisms.
The craziest thing is no one hates Americans more than Canadians. Why do y'all hate your neighbors so much?
They're rude.
Yeah, I feel like rudeness.
It's wild to me because I feel like Canadians act very similar to Americans, no?
No, we're nice people.
You're nicer than Americans.
Yeah. Personally, the politics, they're a whack country that way.
Damn. So you couldn't live in the U.S.?
I would not want to.
I think Americans are very siloed. They think that the world surrounds them. Most of them don't even leave their state.
So they're a bit ignorant.
They're totally ignorant.
Where are you from?
Canada.
What do most Canadians think about America? So when you're in Canada, what do most Canadians say about Americans? Like, what's the general, street thought of Americans?
Their geography isn't good at all, actually. So
The geography?
yeah, people don't know where other countries in the world are and stuff. Usually Americans don't know. So I would say that, yeah.
So you think Americans are stupid?
What is one country that you would not like to visit?
Currently, it's the U.S. I have no desire to be in the United States. I haven't visited the United States until a certain authoritarian populist took over the country.
So Paul F. Hacker, a Canadian public radio journalist, just said, "Here in Canada, many of us believe we are witnessing the fall of the U.S. empire. Would a civilized country limit healthcare or food assistance for the poor? Leave crops rotting in the fields? Destroy the educational system? Target women and attempt to eliminate their reproductive rights while refusing to help resulting babies? Abuse desperate immigrants? Pretend to believe in Christianity while perverting and debasing its tenets? And refuse to protect the earth from destruction? The world is watching." This is a stark reminder from people across the country that aren't in America, that aren't trapped up in the American echo chamber, giving us clear, concise warnings about how dangerous this administration is, not just to this country, but to the world.
Okay, so this is one of the wildest charts I've seen in a long time, and this perfectly encapsulates, I think, the TikTok world talk versus US talk situation we got going on right now, which is two completely different information ecosystems. So this is a recent report that came out from a polling firm in Canada called Angus Reid, and this is how Canadians see the US. If you can tell what these red and pink bars mean, it's as an enemy, as a potential threat. And then the gray bar is cautiously, and only less than a quarter of us here in Canada see the US now as a valued partner and ally or on friendly terms. Whereas this is how Americans see Canada still. And I'm not saying that Canada should be a threat to the US or be seen as an enemy, but I'm not sure most Americans realize just how threatened Canada is at this point by the U.S. actions in terms of its tariffs, Trump's threats of annexation, and just the general disrespect that the U.S. administration is showing towards the country. So I have two questions here. One, if you're in the United States, have you heard about this? And two, how do we get this message to more U.S. audiences just about exactly how the rest of the world is feeling about all this right now?
You won't believe what most Canadians say is their biggest threat to their country. No, it's not Russia, it's not Iran, it's not North Korea, it's not China, it is America. An astounding 59% of Canadians say that America is the greatest threat to their nation. I'm sorry, Canada, we don't all support this guy, most of us don't. Give me a like if you love our Canadian neighbors.
Mainers, I'm sorry to say that Canadians now consider us a bigger threat than Russia. Us Americans, not necessarily us as Mainers. A new Politico poll of 2,000 Canadian adults presents an absolutely savage view of America from our closest neighbor and longtime partner. 48% of Canadian adults say the US is the biggest threat to peace, compared to just 29% who say Russia is. Germany, France, and the UK, they're all tipped in the other direction. 69% of Canadian adults believe that President Trump is actively seeking conflict with other countries without provocation. And that includes 57% of Canadian conservatives. But this one's really rough. 57% of Canadian adults say they'd rather have a close relationship with China. 29% of Canadians say that they don't think our relationship will ever recover, that there's no going back.
And there it is. No sugarcoating, no diplomatic language, just regular people saying exactly how they feel. What's striking here isn't even the criticism itself. It's how comfortable people are saying it out loud. This isn't something Canadians used to do. Canada has always been the polite neighbor who kept their opinions to themselves. That politeness is gone. And it's not just a few loud voices. You've seen the data. The journalists connected the dots between specific American policies and how the rest of the world is interpreting them. And the picture he painted is not of a country leading the free world. It's of a country that is standing on itself and taking everyone around it down in the process. Strong words, but he's not alone in feeling this way. The numbers back him completely. Looking at the polling, nearly 6 in 10 Canadians point at America as their #1 threat. Think about what that means for a second. These two countries share the longest undefended border in the world. They've fought wars together, built economies together, and right now, more Canadians are afraid of Washington than of Moscow. That is a historic shift, and most Americans have absolutely no idea it's happening. But not every Canadian feels this way. There is one voice in these clips pushing back hard. And let's hear him out.
Am I the only one tired of all of this anti-American propaganda in this country? It's so unattractive. It's like short man syndrome, or you're the little brother who's always jealous and envious of the older brother. These are objective facts on how the quality of life in the US is better. Groceries, more affordable in the US. Housing, more affordable in the US. Energy, like gas, oil, more affordable in the US. If you own a business and operate a business and you have to get product in your restaurant, you own a boutique, whatever, it's way easier to get product from all over the world. You have more access at different price points for your consumers. In Canada, we have access to nothing compared to the US. You have higher wages too when you factor in the cost of living. And then also, if you have a highly skilled job, you get paid more in the US. It's not even close. On top of that, we got flying, like domestic flights, a lot more affordable than flying around in Canada. What else do you want to know? Taxes? Don't even get me started with taxes. Corporate tax, business tax, income tax, state tax, provincial tax. Everything is less in the United States. And what's the jealous Canadians' rebuttal? Oh, we have free healthcare. Free healthcare. Listen, our healthcare system is not very good at all, considering how much money we pay in taxes. It's not very good. It's affected my family personally and a lot of friends I know. The level of service and care, it's not very good. At least in the States, if you have to pay for your healthcare, you know what you're getting, and the service is incredible. That's why so many people drive across the border to Buffalo to get treatment done, because they can't wait 3, 4, 5, 6 months to get an appointment here. What else do they got to say? Oh, gun violence, crime. Look at where that crime is happening and taking place. It's happening in liberal cities. Liberal cities where the gun laws are very, very, very strict. That's where all the crime is taking place. It is not the guns themselves. It's the people and the culture of the people that live in those cities that are committing these crimes. What is so hard to understand? You know what the worst part is? Americans love Canadians. Whenever I take a trip down to the US and they find out I'm Canadian, they love it. They joke with us. They say, what about that guy Trudeau when he was in office? And we have good fun. They're not jealous of Canadians. They're not threatened by us. They want to see us do good things and do well. Over here, it's the complete opposite. It's like we want to see the US have a massive downfall. Everybody's jealous, envious. It is so embarrassing, the attitude of so many Canadians here. You should be looking at the US, looking at case studies, and figuring out why they are so far ahead of us in so many different key metrics, why life is more affordable there, and implementing those things here. Why can we not do that? Why can we not have a hybrid? Why is it always all or nothing? Americans are bad. Why? Wake up. Wake up.
And honestly, Fair play to him for saying it. He raises real points and you can tell he's genuinely frustrated watching his own country pile on America. But here's what's interesting. Even his defense of America is mostly about prices and taxes and economics. He's not arguing that America's global image is fine. He's arguing that the quality of life is better. Those two things are very different conversations. And the woman who responds to him makes exactly that distinction.
Good luck, Canada hating USA. This will not end well for you. You know what? Thank you. I appreciate you posting this because what you've posted is exactly what I abhor. Go look up that word. Oh, wait. Are you good? Okay. It's exactly what I abhor. I abhor a lack of education. I abhor chosen stupidity, right? There's different kinds of problems that go on in many countries. And by the way, it happens in Canada as well. You guys just have 10 times the population. So I feel like statistically, mathematically, I know that's another thing you don't want to talk about, you have a bigger issue. Because ignorance can be taught, right? I can be ignorant of things. I can sit down in a classroom or get a book or watch a YouTube video and I can become enlightened. I can become aware and educated, right? I dare say I can become woke. It's not the point of this TikTok. My problem is people who choose stupidity, right? When you choose ignorance, I use the word stupid purposefully because you, with Google available, and the whole world of information at your fingertips, have chosen to remain ignorant, have chosen to allow stereotype and prejudice to drive your thought and your action. You have chosen to believe an individual who has 34 felonies and lies if he's speaking. You've chosen to believe him because he's promised to make you a superhero. Hun, when you choose ignorance, you're stupid. You've chosen stupid, and I have no problems using that terminology to call you because you have everything available in your wheelhouse to actually get unstupid. And I've used that purposefully too because I think that if I use the kind of language you understand, maybe you'll listen a little bit more. There are incredible people in the United States doing incredible things. They're innovators, they're scientists, they're educators, and you are supporting an individual in an administration who wants to wipe them all out, who thinks that education is the anti-progress, that education is actually problematic. Why? Because he wants to pull you back to 1952, maybe even 1914. He wants to pull you back to an era in the United States where you don't have power, you don't have control, you have to sit home, shut up, and just listen to what the one newspaper has to say in order to educate you so they can keep you on the same hamster wheel you've been running for all the while. I don't hate people in the United States, hon. But I do really dislike potatoes. And when you choose stupid, well, you're just a vegetable, hon.
That right there is the core of what's happening. It's not really about jealousy or economics. It's about watching a country make decisions that the rest of the world finds alarming and then being told you're just hating. The frustration you hear from her is the frustration of someone who feels like they're being dismissed for having eyes. And it's not just Canada feeling this way.
I want to know what they're saying about the USA all over the world, other countries.
I've been trying to look up what other countries all around the world have been saying about America, and this is all allegedly from other people all around the world. But here are some things that people are saying about us. Australia has now deemed us unsafe to travel. In Norway, they are constantly talking about America and how we have the parallels to World War II and how our societal progression is constantly backpedaling. Germany has actually made an opera making fun of Trump. The UK is also deeming us unsafe to travel to because they believe that we are headed towards a Holocaust. Kim Jong-un believes that we have gone too far. Yes, the leader of North Korea believes that we are going too far. Even Switzerland has now chosen a side. They are finally speaking up, and if it is that bad that Switzerland officially chooses a side, that's how you know it's bad. Other countries talk about how extremely toxic all of our foods are. New Zealand actually categorized us in the same group as North Korea and
Essentially, they are comparing us to 1930s Germany. Nobody is coming here to visit as tourists. they're not buying USA products. This is going to be catastrophic for our economy.
Australia, Norway, Germany, Switzerland, New Zealand. The list keeps growing, and the comparisons being made are not light ones. When multiple countries independently start using the same historical references, that's not a coincidence, that's a pattern. And patterns like this have consequences for tourism, for trade, for how America is treated at every table it sits at globally. So here's where we land. MAGA voters want America to be respected and feared on the world stage. That's literally the whole pitch. But what these clips show is that the world isn't scared, it's just disappointed. And there's nothing that breaks a relationship faster than disappointment from someone who used to look up to you. Canada didn't used to talk about this about America, neither did most of Europe. Something changed. Whether Americans notice it before it's too late, that's the real question.
Some perspective for Americans who are going after Canada again. Look, Canada was disrespected by an ally, and they simply responded. It's well within their right to push back, alright? And just because they don't want to sell US products anymore, doesn't mean you can get cranky about it.
So what do you all think? Do you think America and Canada can repair this relationship, or is the damage already done? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I would love to keep this discussion going. Otherwise, that's it from me. I also have another video specifically tailored for you, and if you enjoy such kind of content, please click up here and enjoy. Also, consider subscribing, liking and sharing because it helps me grow my channel and helps YouTube recommend this video to a wider audience. But for now, thank you so much for watching. And until the next time, the Joy Report out.